Welcome, welcome. Welcome to each and every one of you to this most important and most auspicious intuitive planning day today, February 18th, 2026. This intuitive planning day is happening at a very auspicious time. We are on the cusp of a new moon, which also included an eclipse. We are also on the cusp of Lunar New Year. It is Ash Wednesday and it is the start of Ramadan. Let's take a breath in and let it out. Aside from the inconvenience that this has caused some of you, the timing of this intuitive planning day, and trust me, the Business Miracles team has assessed for more conscientious scheduling going forward. There is an incredible energy surrounding this day. So this eclipse is a portal where we can choose to walk toward a new way of doing things. And that might be a good thing to write down as the start of this intuitive planning day. Choose to walk towards a new way of doing things. This eclipse is an opportunity for a do-over, a restart, a chance to turn things around. There is an Aquarius energy that we have just entered into, an energy which is all about innovation, breaking free from the norm, and embracing the future with open arms. So this eclipse is a perfect time to set intentions that are different to those you usually set. It's a perfect time to challenge yourself. Now, a 4-month intuitive plan is like one big, heart-led, 4-quadrant container of intentions for the next 4 months. So again, consider this is a perfect time to set intentions that are different to those you usually set and to challenge yourself. So how are you meant to be open to different and to embracing challenge as part of this intuitive plan? Again, this is also the start of the Chinese Lunar New Year in the year of the fire horse. The year of the fire horse is about launching us into a time of action, passion, and new beginnings. And that might be a valuable second writer-downer. A time of action, passion, and new beginnings. Ash Wednesday marks the start of Lent, a 40-day period of spiritual preparation for Easter, which is a time of rebirth, and also the midpoint, approximately, of this intuitive plan. Ramadan is a sacred period of prayer, reflection, and spiritual renewal. Let's take a breath in and let it out. So with the acknowledgement of the auspicious time within which this intuitive plan begins, let's take the opportunity to enter into collective community heart coherence. So take a moment to put down anything that you've been writing with or typing with, or anything that just might be in your hands in general. Cups of tea, coffee, water, furry loved ones, not furry loved ones, anything else that will support you in really coming into the presence of your body and the presence of your heart. To further support that, you might want to adjust your chair depending on where you're sitting or standing, giving yourself a little bit of space, of room, uncrossing your feet, your ankles, and your legs. If it's easy to do, it might even be valuable to slip off shoes, slippers, bringing the soles of your feet closer to the floor, the ground, the earth beneath you. If you haven't already, taking a moment to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lap. And then also, if you haven't already, taking a moment to close your eyes and allowing all of this physical preparation to support you in entering into the vessel that is your body, entering more deeply into the vessel that is your body, more deeply by intentionally connecting in to your heart. Placing the palm of your hand on the heart both calms the nervous system and brings attention to the heart. By placing the palm of your hand on your heart, it makes it just a little bit more challenging for the head brain to so easily override the wisdom of the heart brain, as it often does. So we have to retrain the workings of the body. And hand on heart is part of that retraining. Again, it brings the attention to the heart. It brings the energy to the heart. It literally brings blood flow to the heart, all in support of calming the nervous system, opening the heart, and giving you greater access to the HSP, the highly sensitive person, strength of intuition that you possess. Breath in and let it out. Through the power of intentional breath, we deepen this connection to the heart even further. Placing a hand on heart, once again, challenges the overriding of the head brain. By taking a deep, strong, intentional breath, that supports an opening of the channel between the heart brain and the head brain, allowing for the change of thought patterns through the change of neural pathways through the power of the breath. Breath in and let it out. Eyes still closed, hand still on heart, legs, ankles, feet still uncrossed, placed gently, yet also firmly and evenly beneath you. Now bringing attention to that hand that's been resting on your thigh, the lap, bringing front and center your index finger and using that index finger to begin to trace the number 8. Tracing the number 8 on the lap, no right, no wrong, no judgment in terms of how big or not so big the tracing of that number 8 is. The number 8 in numerology is a representation of prosperity, abundance. The number 8 is also a sideways infinity symbol, a representation of a consistent ebb and flow, a consistent movement in and out. An ebb and flow, a movement in and out that once again replicates the power of the breath. Breath in and breath out, continuing to trace that number 8, that sideways infinity symbol. The definition of infinity, ongoing, is a crossover with the definition of prosperity. Always an open opportunity for more growth, more advancement, more evolution. The tracing of that number 8, that sideways infinity symbol, demonstrates to us the power of staying with the process. It literally is the symbol of, again, ongoing. It is natural. It is organic. It is a representation of the function of the universe and all that exists within it. The only thing that will stop ongoing growth, advancement, evolution, and abundance is the override of that pesky head brain. The pesky head brain that houses fear, insecurity, lack, and limitation. So we continue to trace that number 8, that sideways infinity symbol, to intentionally balance out the left brain and the right brain within the head brain, as well as to join the power of the head brain and the heart brain, giving permission for the heart brain to lead. Breath in and let it out. Eyes still closed, hand still on heart, continuing to trace that number 8, that sideways infinity symbol, feeling the grounding of your uncrossed feet, ankles, and legs beneath you, holding you here in the physical now, as you also open to safely accessing the power of the heart, of intuition, of internal spiritual force and guidance, as above, so below, as here and now, so also expansive and advancing in a way that is grounded, in a way that is connected, in a way that is safe. Breath in and let it out. Slowly allow that tracing of that number 8, that sideways infinity symbol, to come to a gentle breath. And then slowly allowing that hand to move from lap to join your other hand at heart. Together again, breath in and let it out. Gently sliding hand to opposite shoulder. So your right hand rests on your left shoulder and your left hand rests on your right shoulder. And then slowly, gently begin to tap each shoulder, furthering, deepening that balance of right brain and left brain, balance between head and heart, and calming of the nervous system. Continuing to tap right, left, right, left, right, left. Breath in and let it out. Slowly allowing that tapping to come to a rest. Sliding hands down from shoulders back to heart. Now, bring the opposite hand to the lap. So the hand that was previously on heart has an opportunity to rest on lap. Well, the hand that was previously on lap has a chance to solely rest on heart. Breath in and let it out. Taking that hand that is resting on heart and just gently tapping with your index finger your heart 3 times. Then bringing that hand to the top of your head and gently tapping the top of your head 3 times. And then gently bringing that hand down to the ear and just gently tugging on your ear 3 times. And then gently bringing that hand to the throat and gently just caressing the throat 3 times. And once again, bringing that hand to the heart and gently tapping the heart 3 times. Now allow that hand to float from heart down to the side. And allow the hand that's been resting in the lap to also float down to the side. Palms facing up, eyes still closed. Legs, ankles, feet still uncrossed. Together, breath in and let it out. As we get ready to join again in another strong, steady, intentional breath. This time, as you breathe in, the shoulders will rise up to the ears, and as you breathe out, the shoulders will roll down the back. Together, breath in, shoulders up to the ears, and together, breath out, shoulders down the back. Again, breath in, shoulders up to the ears, and together again, shoulders down the back. One more time, power of 3. Shoulders up to the ears with breath in, and shoulders down the back with breath out. Taking a moment to rest in this resonance, resting in this resonance of safety, of balance, and of open heart. Now, intentionally feeling that energy, perhaps pulsing in the palm of your hands. And now, slowly, as if you're scooping up from the side of your body with both right and left hand, slowly, 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 bringing that energy of resonance, that energy of expansion, that energy of open heart to the heart. Hands hovering or resting together on heart. A new beginning, a restart, turning things around. Innovation, challenge, reflection, intention, renewal, choice. Breath in and let it out. Slowly dropping chin to chest. Slowly allowing eyes to float on open. Slowly allowing hands to drift from heart back to lap. Perhaps taking a moment to just rub hands forward and back and forward on the lap, supporting yourself and reorienting physically to then allowing yourself and your eyes, your gaze to rise up, connecting in virtually, energetically, to the power of this community and the power of collective heart coherence and the power of, again, the auspiciousness of this time of year. The ancient wisdom of this time of year is staring us right in the face. There is a completely new energy arriving that will pull each of us forward and motivate us to take leaps of faith. Motivate each of us to ask for what we want and to break through what is holding us back from that next step. This intuitive plan period, these next 4 months, this is not a time to hide. This is not a time to pull back. This is not a time to retire from life. Yet, so many of us are so easily being distracted from this wisdom by the drama playing out on the world stage. So the theme of this intuitive plan must be a constant reminder to both turn to your inner wisdom process and to take action on that wisdom. Please write that down. The theme of this intuitive plan must be a constant reminder to both turn to your own inner wisdom process and to take action on that wisdom in a way that is based in integrity, courage, and inspiration. Integrity, courage, inspiration. The theme for this intuitive plan, the next 4 months, is becoming hope. You can fill that out on that first page of your intuitive plan. The theme of this intuitive plan and the use of your weekly focus and update inform the way you take action. Please write that down. The way you take action. The way you take action toward your 12-month goal, focus, vision, fill in the blank. The way you take action toward your quarterly benchmark, your upcoming quarterly benchmark. And those actions, 12-month goal, quarterly benchmark, upcoming quarterly benchmark, sandwiched between the support of your baseline belief, that belief you are becoming through taking aligned action, sandwiched between your baseline belief and your 2026 hope declaration, if you are working with one. If you are working with a 2026 hope declaration, my invitation is that you write that down on the top of that second page of your intuitive plan. 12-month goal, quarterly benchmark, upcoming quarterly benchmark, baseline belief, 2026 hope declaration. These steps, this frame, all serves as a reminder that how we work best as HSPs is both inner and outer, both use of our HSP visionary strength and bite-sized, intuitive, step-by-step process. Intuitive, step-by-step actions, step-by-step actions. So the power and the process of both and will thread throughout this entire 4-month intuitive planning period, because this is truly a revolutionary time. This is truly a revolutionary time. And if you avoid, disassociate, or dig your heels in, refusing to change, you will not be a happy HSP camper at the end of this intuitive plan. You will feel fractured. You will feel unfocused. You will feel forlorn, disconnected, hopeless, despondent, and depressed. Is this how you choose to enter into mid-year months when this intuitive plan completes in June? The choice is always yours. Yet, this intuitive plan is an invitation to get with the program of your HSP, integrity informed truth, your own HSP privilege of agency path, your own HSP strength of creativity, your own HSP passion, and your own HSP inner intuitive wisdom that knows what and where to take action. Write that down. Knows what and where to take action, not from geopolitically imposed fear or collective limiting beliefs or economic scarcity, not from 80%er social constructed convention. No, no, no. Instead, from hope. Hope, which equals to act for betterment from your own HSP inner regal queen, regal king, from your own HSP outer royal advisor purpose. This is where we are reminded that that is part of our purpose as highly sensitive people. Our nervous systems are wired to take in stimulation at a higher degree, not to have you cowering in fear, not to have you withdrawn into overprotection, not to have you burying your head in the sand, waiting for the moment, perhaps in your lifetime, that this will all be over, you were given an amazing, highly sensitive nervous system to be able to use your strengths for advisement of self and advisement of others, family, friends, local community, team, staff, prospects, clients, strangers at the grocery store, to be both personally motivated and socially conscious at the same time. Both and. To be both inwardly reflective and outwardly taking action based on that reflection. Both your spiritual life and your physical everyday life. Because as we've learned from Anne Lamott, life is a mixed grill. Becoming hope. With this clarity comes a fierce realignment. Hope. With this clarity, you stop negotiating your power. With this clarity, you stop believing you need to defend your vision. With this clarity, you stop softening your edges in order to keep the peace. And with this clarity, what doesn't match your raised frequency will fall away. And what resonates will rise. What resonates will rise. What resonates will rise. You will begin making decisions with a precision that feels almost magnetic. The right people drift towards you, the right opportunities start orbiting closer, and the right direction becomes unmistakable. You're no longer trying to manifest by force. You're becoming someone who naturally draws in what aligns, because you're finally bravely standing in your full HSP truth and taking action based on this truth, because hope equals to act for betterment. Yet all of this will be so tempting to forget. So what's the best way to be reminded? The best way, my dear ones, my fellow HSPs in business and leadership, the best way to be reminded is to be in consistent motion with the use of your weekly 4Q intuitive plan every week over the next 4 months. Otherwise, you will feel unmoored. You will feel the experience of being swept under like a boat in the middle of the ocean without a rudder. Now, why would we choose that? Why would we say that we're too busy to intuitive plan? Here's what is helpful to remember. Your 4Q intuitive plan is both a weekly spiritual practice, write that down, and a grounding in practical action. It's the way of HSP business and life leadership.